Right.
No, I wanted to mention in the CHH community, we recently had a brother
Oh,
that passed, who is a CHH vet. Um, I don't know if many of y'all know him. He's out here in New York, did a lot of ministry, a lot of work. Brother E recently passed away.
Right.
wow.
Today is actually his viewing.
Oh
59
wow.
years old, I believe.
Wow.
Dang.
Um, was a pastor as well, Elements Church. So, we wanted to pay our condolences at the end of the day. DJ Newman, um, brother Bert, and everybody in the CHH community that knew the work that they did. Brother E was part of Rap Fest, which Rap Fest was like the New York's. I
I
mean,
hear
Rap
about
Fest
that.
started before I think Flavor Fest. You know what I'm saying? Not, I think so. I'm not sure, but not to compare the two. But Rap Fest was big out here in New York. You
Hmm.
had Cross Movement. I mean, any artist that was popping at that time would come to Rap Fest and perform. And he himself, he was an artist for a long time, a CHH artist. So definitely our condolences to him and his family. And um, they're celebrating his life currently as we speak, and I think it just ended about maybe 7 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock. But
Wow.
Wow.
Praise
just wanted
God.
to bring that up, man. And praise God for the work that he did. Everyone can attest to him that he was a good brother, a solid brother. Did a lot of ministry in the Bronx, and you know, good. It's sad, right? But at the same time, it's a beautiful thing to see somebody when they pass that they
Celebrate.
have a legacy and they have
Right.
something good that you can uh, speak about them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than just negativity or like he lived a life for Christ for many many years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Right.
would say maybe over 30 years. I could be wrong. Could be 40. I don't know. But he's
Right.
been praising God, serving God for many many years. So
Wow.
my condolences again to everybody who knows Brother E.
Mm.
Respect. So you know him from Rap Fest, or did you know him before from ministry?
So I knew him from I didn't know him from Rap Fest. I actually performed at Rap Fest. I was part of
Oh, you
a group.
CHH.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was part of a group called Warfare Camp at that time, which was Spiritual Warrior. Shouts out to my boy Manny. There was a group of us that were out here in the Bronx, and Manny had the studio. Manny could sing. Manny's like a multi-talented dude, and he kind of introduced us to the whole CHH world because a lot of people, rocked with him, and they would go to him to get beats or record music, or if they need a singer, they'll hit him up. And I was young. I was really young. I was like 17, 18 at that time. So, and he was a little bit older than us. And he just kind of like brought us all into the whole CHH space because you know how it is. Sometimes you don't really know. It wasn't the internet how it is now. You know what I'm saying? So you get introduced to more and more CHH
Right.
events, and back then, coffee houses were big, free events was big. It wasn't like these paid festivals or these concerts. No shot, no shots fired to them, but it was more like you go to a church and you see, Corey Red performing or you see Sean
Right.
Slaughter performing. It wasn't um, you might pay a little fee at the door, maybe $5, $10, but it was more of a ministry based thing rather than
So
like
the
big.
church was a lot more involved, right? They were
Yeah,
included in stuff like that. Whereas now it seems like cats aren't including the church anymore. Or maybe it's just bigger venue. I don't know. But
right,
that's
right,
interesting.
right. So at that time, it was very like everybody kind of knew each other in the community. Uh, you would a lot of people, what church they were from, who their pastors were. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
most of the churches that we were going to were enjoyed Christian hip hop. So, we would invite our friends and be like, yo, come perform at my spot. You know what I'm saying? Come perform at my
Right.
church. We doing a youth event, a youth blast there, and then that's how we would make connections. And yeah, so I met Brother E through Manny, and he was a real cool dude, very encouraging, and he had a lot of wealth of knowledge as far as like the CHH ministry. And yeah, I knew him personally, you know what I'm saying? So at a young age.
Just
Me and him have not connected in a long time because when I had kind of slid away. Like I didn't reconnect with a lot of people like I should have. It wasn't like I was ignoring him or we were hitting each other up, but we just never crossed paths again. I did
Right.
see Brother E, and I do talk to Newman a lot on IG. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
send each other things, but
Yeah,
that's
he
as
sent
far
me
as it is.
Newman sent me he sent me the video of they were doing a tribute online,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, I don't know who he is," you know what I mean? I was like, "Forgive me." He's like, "Ask Switch, he'll know."
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Hopefully, we can have Newman on and Bert sometime, and
Yeah, that'd be dope.
they can go into the CHH history and
I would love that, man.
they input, because them dudes, they were like in the front line, and they were there since the beginning. So
That's crazy, and it's dope to hear because like you hear some people say like that, the church doesn't embrace CHH Christian hip hop or the hip hop culture. So to hear you talk about stuff like that, I remember like in the early 2000s going to church. I saw Lecrae at church. He came to my church.
right.
It was him, Trip Lee, and a laptop, and that was it. No DJ, no
Yeah,
nothing.
yep, yep,
You know what I mean? So, that's how I remember CHH. So it's really dope to see how much it's grown. You know what I mean? And all these venues being packed and whatnot.
yep.
Um, so man, condolences to the family.